The level of stupidity that Elon Musk displays never fails to amaze me. Every time he opens his mouth, he seems to outdo himself with something even more absurd than before. Just when you think he can't sink any lower, he pulls another wild stunt, leaving the rest of us to wonder how someone with so much power and influence can be so reckless. Today's move was especially alarming because he made a very suspicious move and posted an excuse for threatening Kamala Harris. So we'll go over that suspicious move and that excuse in this video. But first, let's start with the original tweet that sparked the outrage. A graphic designer posted this question: why they want to kill Donald Trump? A valid question given the events from yesterday. Although taking a look at the account, it looks like this is a Trump and Elon fanboy, so this question was likely trying to stir up some controversy. But regardless, Elon's response took things to a whole nother level. He quote retweeted saying, "And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden/Kamala," with a thinking face emoji at the end. Now here's the thing, this is not the type of thing the richest man in the world should be tweeting about, especially on a social media platform that he owns and controls. Elon's tweet goes beyond just like a bad take or misguided comment, it's essentially putting out a dangerous message, almost suggesting that it's odd that no one has made attempts on Biden or Harris's lives, and that someone should start thinking about doing that. It's genuinely disturbing that someone with such a massive platform and reach would even entertain such a thought, let alone post it for millions to see. Of course, as you'd expect, this sparked an immediate wave of backlash. People didn't take his comments lightly, and rightfully so. The idea that someone with Elon's influence and status as a government contractor would float such a dangerous notion is terrifying. He's not just some random guy on the internet making wild statements, he's someone with real power and real wealth with direct ties to the government. And the fact that he thinks it's acceptable to make this kind of statement about the assassination of public figures is a huge red flag. And naturally, many people were quick to call him out on this. So let's take a look at some of the responses to his tweet and just how much outrage it truly caused. So we're here on this Raw Story article where they collected a lot of these replies. Former Republican lawmaker Adam Kinzinger, who has endorsed Harris and spoke at the Democratic National Convention, said, "Dude, I'm not kidding here, get help. This is unhinged and dangerous." Civil rights lawyer Andrew C. Lawfer said, "This is a dumb tweet, Elon. You want Trump to win, great. Ginning up nonsense that somehow Biden/Harris is connected to any of the assassination attempts on Trump only serves to potentially foment more violence. Any violence is unacceptable," Lawfer added on Sunday. National Security Attorney Bradley P. Moss simply wrote in response, "Delete your account." Former Trump campaign aide A.J. Delgado said, "You sound disappointed. Are you trying to egg on one of your incels?" she added. Former Trump administration official Olivia Troye also jumped in saying, "This is vile and reckless. You know better, and that makes this all the more despicable." Popular user at TroubleMan90 tagged the FBI and Secret Service. Democratic strategist Keith Edwards chimed in saying, "Your government contract should be revoked immediately." Conservative Tim Nichols said, "I had a security clearance for most of my adult life. If I had said something like this, I would have lost it instantly. And yet this guy is still a major government contractor." Hassan Piker, an online streamer and YouTuber, said, "This is a defense contractor," and tagged the FBI, Secret Service, and CIA. So yeah, it's no surprise that people are furious. This is dangerous rhetoric coming from someone who has the power to influence millions of people. When a person like Elon Musk puts out comments like this, it sends a message that these kinds of threats, or even the suggestion of violence, are somehow open for discussion. It blurs the lines between what's acceptable and what's absolutely not. But now that we have the full backstory, let's discuss the suspicious move that he made, and then we'll talk about the excuse that he gave for this whole thing. So very early this morning, Elon Musk deleted the tweet we just talked about, because I guess it must have garnered too much negative attention, or maybe the FBI reached out to him and was like, "Yeah, you gotta delete it." We'll never truly know if it was one or the other or if it was both, but I think regardless, it is telling that he deleted it, because why did he delete it? Either he or the government realized that this was too intense of a statement to keep on the internet because of the negative consequences it could have. And I think if someone did actually act on what Elon Musk said, he could be found guilty of inciting violence against the government, which would have certainly not been good for him. Now, what was this excuse that Elon Musk had? Well, he actually tweeted out super early this morning saying that turns out jokes are way less funny if people don't know the context and the delivery is plain text. And all I can say to this is, what context? In what context is inciting violence against the government okay? And calling this a joke is just so ironic. Because I guarantee that if a high-ranking Democrat said this exact same thing, they would receive even more backlash than what Elon is getting right now. Because this is just the kind of thing that we expect from Elon at this point. So it's clear that Elon Musk is a danger to this country and society because of the dangerous rhetoric that he is constantly spewing. At this point, the government needs to step in and do something because this is getting out of hand. Whether that is forcing Elon Musk to stop posting this kind of stuff or threatening to cut off his government contracts, something needs to be done.